So we can all agree that playing some kind of sport is really good for exercise and to stay healthy. Now, whilst that is true, playing sport alone is not necessarily the be all and end all. Okay. Now, first things first, if you take, let's have a look at football as an example. So I know quite a lot of people that are between the age of 30 and 40 that play football recreationally. So let's say they play with a group of mates 2 to 3 times a week. They have a good laugh, it's great for a social, and they get to see their friends. And not only that, you do get obviously the benefit of not being on the couch, running on a football pitch, and actually getting a little bit of free fitness and exercise. Now, that's great, but the problem is playing a sport is not the same as training, okay? They are two totally different things that actually complement each other when you do the two. So let's have a look at a professional sports team, for example, or any professional athlete. Now, they will do an incredible amount on a weekly basis of strength and conditioning to complement their sport. So if you take rugby, for example, they will play rugby several times a week in terms of they'll do training sessions that do the skills of rugby, okay? So obviously ball control, movement, all kind of things like that. They will also do a lot of weight training and like physical conditioning. Now, you need to do strength and conditioning to complement your sport, to enable your body to basically survive the sport itself. Is this important for the everyday person that is not playing a sport at a competitive level? Absolutely. How many people do you know that maybe play football, rugby, netball that are always injured? Okay, they don't necessarily do it overly competitively, okay, they just do it because they enjoy it and maybe they're in a little bit of a league, but how many times are they injured for X, Y, and Z reasons? 9 times out of 10, that is because they play a lot of sport and not a lot of strength and conditioning. So, what's the solution to it? My personal advice for you would be that if you want to play your sport, please carry on doing it, okay? Everybody who loves playing sport, everybody who does sport, enjoys doing it. What we want to do though is we want you to carry on doing it for a long period of time, okay? This wants to be a thing that you can carry on doing for as long as possible. The way to do that is make sure your body is healthy enough and is strong enough to withstand the stresses of it. How do we do it? We do strength and conditioning as well. Basically, I want you to play your sport, but several times a week, 2 to 3, do some strength and conditioning work as well, okay? Now that basically means you're gonna get into the gym, do some barbell stuff, squat, deadlift, press, single leg work. Single leg work for someone that plays football or someone that does a lot of running around, so netball is also a good example, is paramount, okay? It's so important. If you cannot perform a single leg deadlift with a 10-kilogram dumbbell, you have no business hopping around on one leg trying to jump up for a header, okay? It's just not going to end well. You're going to end up blowing knees out with sore hips, sore back, ankle problems. So the main take home from this, guys, is carry on playing your sport, but try and get into the gym 2 to 3 times a week as well, because it is just going to complement it, and then you're going to be able to have a lot more fun for a lot longer.